Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis. I got to keep that air on so my phone doesn't overheat. So I apologize for the air conditioning noise. We're on 35 going north, heading on down to the LBJ causeway. Take a look at Copano Bay and Aransas Bay. I just left my primary care physician's office and got my wounds cleaned up on my legs and Unna boots back on. You're all going to be experts on Unna boots by the time I get out of them. It's kind of like a cloth bandage wrapped like an ace bandage that's soaked in zinc oxide, and some of the brands have just a touch of calamine lotion in it to prevent itching. So I think that's a pretty good thing. But I don't know how long I've been in and out of them, but I'm in them again. There's Copano Bay. You might not recognize it on my channel at least, but that's a blue sky. And those clouds are moving. I don't know if you guys can tell how quick they're moving, but this is not one of my time-lapse photography photos. There's your postcard, kids. Do a little screen capture of someone fishing out on that little island peninsula right there. This was once a deep water bay, and the hurricane of 1919 left it really shallow. I mean really shallow. There was even a Civil War bombardment in Copano Bay on the town of Copano, and there's still remains of the town there, of Shell Creek walls, but it's on private property now, and the only access you can even see any of the remaining walls is by boat. My friend Steve, good morning Steve, over in Bayside, was able to see some of it. He had reason to be on private property. I don't know if that was a friend of his, or Steve's also on the Historical Society, or Steve's also a volunteer fireman. So between those three things, he was able to get back there, which is really cool. Filming this on a weekday, that's a lot of trucks and empty trailers for a weekday. I think a lot of people extended their vacations, turned their 3-day weekend into a 9-day weekend. I know. Why did Cinderella get kicked off the soccer team? Why did Cinderella get kicked off the soccer team? Because she always ran away from the ball. Because she always ran away from the ball. That's not bad. We'll take it. This is a little turnaround here. I still don't know what that little tower is on the right with the metal box on the top. I still have no idea. Aransas County Navigation District truck behind us, hauling a trailer of grass cutting equipment. We got some picnic tables and some fish cleaning stands. Here's someone just about to launch their boat. Very nice. You know what? We're going to do another lap. I didn't like being rushed. There's the LBJ causeway. And that body of water right on the other side there is Copano Bay. Go from Copano Bay to, well, now the Navigation District truck is stopped there, so they're doing work. So I guess we're not going to go back that way. And it looks like they got another truck right here. How dare them keep this place nice for all of us. They're just, Oh, wait a minute. Nope, that's a different trailer. That's a trailer that was dropping off the boat. There goes the boat right there. Am I getting you guys dizzy yet? I'm feeling dizzy. There's a kayaker right there as well. Nice little bay. He's got his fishing equipment with him. Is that a little troller motor, or is that just a paddle? That's just a paddle. Huh. He's having trouble. That thing needs like a rope on the front to grab it and pull it up. I've never been kayaking, so of course that makes me an expert. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. It was just too nice of a day to not go for a little ride. So I got other issues going on medically that I don't really care to talk about. Details anyway, but I wouldn't be surprised if I wind up at an urgent care or emergency room and admitted to the hospital again. Start that nonsense all over. We'll see. I think the next few days are critical in getting that done. And I'll let you know as things arise, but I just don't feel like going into details on that one. If I miss a morning video along the way, then you know I'm probably in the hospital or getting well taken care of. Let's see, let's make a left. Let's go check out the other side of the water. Nothing coming to our left, one coming to our right, and we're good to go. We're good to go. Let's fade over to this lane here. Yeah, that's Copano Bay there. I'm sorry, that's Aransas Bay on the right. And that's where that peninsula right there is where Goose Island State Park is. We've been over there quite a bit. You know, it's a nice day. The alligators might be out in the sun already. I did go look at the alligator pond over the weekend, but it was kind of overcast. So I would imagine the pond water would be pretty warm at this point, where they might not even need to be out in the sun. That's how they regulate their body temperatures. So maybe we'll take a drive right over to there. That'd be a nice little ending to our ride today. It's just nice. It's just nice. I have physical therapy today at 1:30, I believe. It's either 1:30 or 2 o'clock. I believe it's 1:30. When I got the physical therapy yesterday, they had lost power. And I don't know why. I was really happy about that. Once I get in there, I'm okay. But it's a process. Getting out of the truck with my walker, getting my wheelchair out without injuring myself, and then getting the wheelchair inside of the physical therapy. But I'm not complaining about the day off. So I've only gone, they were closed on Monday, so I went Tuesday, Thursday, Friday this week. So that's a good thing. We'll go down to the gator pond right on San Antonio Bay. We'll make a right here at the 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, when I was a kid, probably lived about a mile from a 7-Eleven. And that was like a big thing. Like, remember Slurpees and Slurpee cups? I probably had about 200 Major League Baseball players on Slurpee cups, which is probably a fortune nowadays. And one of the times I moved, I gave them away. I remember going up there in 1976. The Flyers had won their second Stanley Cup, and they were on the cans of Canada Dry ginger ale, and I had collected those. I was walk a mile once a day to get a Canada Dry ginger ale, and when I was much younger, I'd walk up to buy hockey cards, and I don't remember buying baseball cards, but I had a lot of baseball and football cards. I don't know if they were given to me, or I just don't have a recollection of buying them per se. But I had a lot of hockey cards, and when I got a little older, I remember buying complete sets, and not as much fun as buying, working. I had paper routes, working and getting the money and buying a pack of cards. And cards then were reasonably priced, like $1 a pack or something like that, and you got bubble gum with it, so bonus. I know how I wound up with baseball and football cards. When I was the manager at Rio's Pharmacy in Morton, Pennsylvania, the sales rep would come in, the guy that sold us all the candies and gums and things like that, and there would be deals offered, and you would get something. Sometimes it would be sports tickets, and you'd always bring them to the boss and say, "Hey boss, we got free tickets," and 99% of the time he would say, "You use them or give them to somebody." But they were giving us full, complete sets of Topps baseball cards. So I remember the first time we got one, my boss got it for his son, and then the next one he told me I could keep, and then basically every week for months we got sets of cards that we gave to different employees and things like that. But I think I wound up with 3 sets of whatever the first year was, probably right around 1980, 1982. And then when the seasons changed, it was, football and even basketball. I think that's how I wound up with those cards. When I moved to Pennsylvania or Texas the first time in 2001, I took my whole lot. This is just when the internet was coming out, and I knew a guy who owned a card shop right on the same street as a pharmacy. There was actually 2 card shops, and I went in and sold him my most expensive cards, my Wayne Gretzky rookies and my Mario Lemieux, and other $20 and $40 cards, Ray Bork and people like that. And he took all my commons, and then when I moved to Texas, once a month he would send me a check for whatever sold, and they were just putting them online. And my deal with him was he would split the money, they would sell them, and for years I got a check from him. And then when the check started getting real low, I was like, you've done your job, keep it. But it was real nice of him to do at the time. Well, that got me away from talking about medical stuff for a while. My little stroll down memory lane. I love this tree right here. This old live oak. Look, it's pointing. It's telling you to go that way. That's pretty cool. It's like, you gotta make a left here, dummy. So if you're looking for the gator pond, you make a right at the 7-Eleven and go straight until the tree tells you to turn, and you have to turn, and it'll bring you right to the gator pond. And if you go past the gator pond, it'll take you right to the big tree. You don't have to go up and down these little side streets. Frontier fishing lodge. One of us needs a drink. That's some good stuff. Wonder how many trailers. There's a lot of trailers and trucks over here too. I guess a lot of people took off this week. Yeah. Not completely full, but a whole lot. Here's some landscaping guys. Wonder if on the weekend they could take down those weed whackers and put up fishing poles. Something they've added here. You see this post on the left here? This is where the gator pond is. See the purple on top? That means no trespassing. And I'm looking at the gator pond, guys. Let me show you the gator pond. I see a little gator, guys. See him right on the right? He's just a little tiny gator. I see two small gators. Is that a gator or a bird? What am I looking at, guys? What are we looking at? Yeah, the purple paint means no trespassing, private property. See him up on the grass? That's a gator, right? It's a little tiny gator out in the sun. I don't know where the other one went, but I do see ripples in the water. That is definitely a gator right there. Unless it flies away, then it's a bird. Well, that's cool. Alright, this thing moving down here is a bird. I might have thought that was a small gator in the center. But the one lined up with the shed there, that is definitely a gator. He's a little one. He's bite size. Hey guys, thanks for riding along today. I go missing for a few days. I'm doing fine. Thanks for riding along. Thanks for watching.